Hello everybody, this is Questing for Inspiration, and I'm just going to get right into it today. So the purpose of the video is to tell everyone that I quit my job with no backup plan. Now this happened about 2 weeks ago. It was Easter Sunday. I left halfway through the day. I handed in a little notice and said, is there really any point me staying around, considering that I hadn't really been at this job very long as it stood? And they said, probably not really, so you may as well just be on your way. So I did. And what it meant for me to quit with no backup plan, what it meant for my future, is that I didn't have anything to go into. I didn't have a concrete plan of what I wanted to do in the future, and I didn't have any sort of reliable income from any other sources, no side hustles or anything like that. This is very much working class Britain type situation, whereby I was on minimum wage for most of my life or close to it, and essentially I'm trying to get out of that. Now, I've been quite fortunate in my living situations this whole time, and I haven't needed lots of money. I currently live in somebody's spare room, so my rent is low, which is great. I don't have any kids. I don't have a house of my own to pay the mortgage on or anything like that, so there isn't anything financially tying me down. And something else that I did have was the blessing of, the people that I live with, the people that I care about most, my family, my partner, things like that, who all thought it was probably the best idea to leave that job, let's say. And so I did, basically. I did have a very, very small idea of what I wanted to do, and that was that when I was in university, which I didn't pass, unfortunately, I didn't get a degree, but I did do a couple of years worth of marketing, and sort of it's been crossing my mind for a while to go back to it and try and learn some more about it. And now I have all of this free time. It's the perfect time to start learning. Hence why we're doing YouTube. So we've got, the opportunity to learn video editing. We've got the opportunity to learn about branding. I have taken some time to really think about what I need to do to get to a position where I can work a marketing job, whether that be corporately, which is what a lot of people are trying to escape, the corporate jobs. When they make these sort of videos, it's like, oh, I quit my corporate job working 9 to 5 to go and do something else. But for me, I need to get to the corporate job level in order to do that for a few years and save up a bit of money, and then I can leave and do something for myself, is the way I'm kind of looking at it. And so what I did was, when I left, it was the bank holiday weekend, so it's going to be really busy at the place I used to work, which was a little charity-run museum. And I went back and I asked them for a 0-hour contract, which would allow me to offset my very minimal costs quite a lot, actually, by doing a couple of shifts a week maybe, to which they agreed. They actually offered me my old position back, which was 4 days a week. And I turned that down in what was quite a crazy move, actually, you might think, to allow myself the freedom to do the other part of my plan, which was I offered myself up to voluntarily do marketing for the museum. They do have a marketing team, and with it being charity run, there's opportunities to be a volunteer, and they accepted that. So again, very fortunate that my older colleagues supported me, not only in leaving the job in the first place to go on to what was supposed to be a really good opportunity for me, but then turned out not to be, but then also to welcome me back quite gracefully. So shout out to them. Also shout out to my friends and family for having my back from, the moment I sort of made it clear that this was what I was going to do going forward. So yeah, plan A worked out, which was great. And I've already done a little bit of marketing work with the marketing team. I've obviously already put out my first video, and I'm currently working on my second right now. And so the plan is to build up a portfolio of works that I've taken part in, things that I've done. And I'm going to look into, let's say, college and maybe finishing off my degree or doing night school, things like that, just to try and get a piece of paper that says I can market, as well as having, experience. And I'm thinking, with the amount of money that I have currently, and with, the extra money from working a 0 hours contract, that maybe I could get 2 or 3 months of freedom to sort of really get stuck into everything. And the plan with the YouTube channel going forward is that every time I post a new video, it's going to be different. It's going to be slightly more intense what I'm going to do. So the first one was like literally 2 minutes and 30 seconds of me talking. I did a slight edit where I put in a word on screen. And then this video, it's kind of going as a one take so far, but I might do a couple more where I say some different things, I edit that in, and it's going to be longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I already know it's longer than 2 minutes 30 seconds just from this amount of talking already. And I'm going to put in a few more things on screen. I'm going to try and splice some stuff in there. It's, you know, this is a new learning curve. I'd made a couple of videos before this for varying reasons, but we're really getting deep into the like the nitty gritty of content creation, let's say. And I shouldn't scratch my face. And I know that I breathe quite deeply because I forget to breathe sometimes when I'm talking for a long time. And I know that I probably sniffed at least 3 times during this. And, you know, I remember touching upon it at least once when I was recording the introductory video, but maybe it didn't make it into the final cut, that, you know, I'm going to work on these things. So from video 1 to video 2, there'll be a slight change from video 2 to video 3, a slight change, and then onwards until I've made, you know, 20, 30, 40 videos, when the difference in quality is hopefully going to be huge, humongous. Anybody paying close attention there will have noticed a very, very unsubtle cut because I started to ramble on a little bit. And so what I wanted to do was tighten up the ending for you and leave you on a more sort of to the point, concise conclusion. And it's this. Number one, a very intriguing reason to decide to want to stay around and keep watching this is that you will get to see a absolute rank amateur going through the ropes here, you know, and learning his way around this and getting better and better as time goes by. So hopefully that's a compelling reason for you to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Keep up the quest.